Hi and welcome. This is Kristen from Life of Crafting, and I've got another project that I've been working on, and that is this adorable apron-shaped treat bag from Mama Elephant. I saw something similar from Nicole Spohr where she showcased this, I guess, when it first came out, and I knew this was going to be it for me. I tend to give a lot of gift cards. I don't know about you, but you know, my son's 18. Things are, you know, not toys anymore for Christmas, and my parents and everything else. It's just, you know, everything's gift cards, it seems to be. So I like to put gift cards in something a little special, and this seemed like exactly what I was looking for, because I can put a little bit of something inside of it. Actually, I glued it shut to keep the shape. But I would say the bag itself is, let's see, it's about 3 1/4, and I'm talking usable space here, probably like 4 inches, because you know this is where it's closing, and the base is about 1 3/4 inches, and like I said, by the 3 1/4. So for me, if I can make some of my cookies, I'll put them in there. Be good for a couple. I like to do like Linder chocolate, the truffle balls. That would be great. So this is going to be for everybody. I have the retail business that I've mentioned before that I like to do giveaways, the cards and stuff for. But this was going to be, like I said, for my personal use, and I'm going for a weekend away. Actually, it's going to be like 5 or 6 days. I'm so excited. Oh, I can't wait. So, I took some extra time, told the hubby, I said, I'm going. So this is going to be what I'm making for the people that are like my UPS driver. So this is going to be for everybody. I have cut out, must be a glutton for punishment, 31 of these that I'm going to make. And I'm using this old Stampin Up because part of my mission is to destash my craft room. I've mentioned before, sooner or later I'll do I have like an area in my basement that I'm trying to get everything cleared out of so I can get myself a nice craft studio. But I want to make myself clean out first. So this is the stack, if you can imagine. Yeah. I don't even know how I had this many, because you need 2 panels to make this bag. So I'm going to make one tonight to show you what you need. So that there's paper fibers everywhere. You will get these 2, and then the oven mitt, the rolling pin, and the wire whisk. This is a Lawn Fawn Gingerbread Friends die. So that is different. And the hearts were cut out using the Mama Elephant basic set. And you can, like I said, see Nicole Spohr was the one who discovered that that would fit in there. And I thank her for her creativity that directed me towards this. So you will see the dies when I show you how I was able to do these. And I've been probably about 8 hours right now prepping. But like I said, I'm prepping 31. So it's going to be a lot. So I die cut. This is what's going to be the bag. The pocket I just did out of a basic red paper that will match. And then what I have done, once you cut these out, they will not fit on a 6x6. It was basically a 5.5 inch wide piece of paper I needed this way, and a 7-inch wide piece this way. And I have left over a pile of basically, I'm trying to get one for you. I have like a 5-inch by 12-inch wide leftover. So in another video, I'm going to do what is basically like what Christy Marcotte shows as a 6x6 paper pad tutorial where she uses it all up. I'm going to use all of this up. I have a lot of remnants. What was left over after doing that was I cut off the tiny strips, but there's pieces this size and pieces this size. I am going to anticipate that I'm going to get some good cards out of it that have the panels like with 9 or 12 squares on them to use this up. in addition to all of the other scraps that I have. So having shown this, you can cut him from probably, this was an old discontinued Stampin' Up color called Baked Brown Sugar. I've always loved this color for it, but I'm thinking, I have some craft paper here. You know, depending on where you get it from, it's pretty close. If you wanted to use a craft paper, you probably would be good. What I will tell you, so my method of doing mass producing is I use these were Stouffer's macaroni and cheese containers that I have saved, and I will just start cutting out. And here I have 3 of these containers going, and I just keep them that way so everything is organized for when I get done. What I have since done, because I needed 31, I was just cutting, and I put them all on the board at the same time. I was doing these, and it was taking forever because you literally have to scrape off well, here's where I've cut out. I've given up, like I said, doing the gingerbread man for right now. I'm doing the white, and I'll show you where that is for that. What I've done is I got myself a head on one of the rolling pins, and the die from the basic die set will go on to the next one. So that will be what goes through. I will need to use my reverse tweezers to scrape these off of here and put them in there. And this is what I have to do for every piece of that gingerbread man, because they literally get themselves stuck into the grooves. And I mean, this was a new cutting plate when I started, and it is quite grungy now. But to give myself the count, so I'm not having to sit here and keep counting over and over and over again, I put a board through once with everything on it, obviously, like I said, but not the gingerbread man. So what I did was I counted how many, I knew I was kind of getting close, so I counted how many of these oven mitts I had left, and what I did was I prepped white sheets until I get to my number of 31. So now I don't need to count anymore. I've got this and 3 more to do, and I will have my 31 sheets. So this is how I'm prepping this to go through my Vagabond to go for the next round. And I think this may have moved on me. My tape's getting quite grungy too, because I know I'm getting to the end, and I need to change it, and I don't want to change it because it's getting so grungy, or because it's getting to that end. So that's how I cut out all these components. Like I said, I have opted to do, I'm about halfway through the gingerbread man. I just did not feel like I was getting anywheres. So I have decided I would do them last in their own thing, in their own sequence, because like I said, they're just frustrating me, honestly, right now. So I have the wire whisks over here that still need the stuff cut out. I'll do them all in one sitting. So to put the treat bag together, like I said, I've got all these cut out. What I have done is I have set up my Stamparatus with the saying on it, and I have put my negative cutout in here, and I've taped it down with some washi tape so that I don't keep getting these in the way. And after getting these die cuts done, I am just going to go through and just spend my time getting all 31 of these. Well, now it'll be 30 because I'm doing this one on here. So I will just sit and do all this in a production line of all these pockets, and that will be done. So that's how I get those done in a very quick and fast method. And the bags go through pretty quickly. what I found was I had to change out. I like to use my metal precision plate with the Vagabond, but when I did, it really pushed through this paper where it's supposed to be embossed. This was my first one, and the metal was just too rigid. It did what it was supposed to do, and that is really push that die through. But when it did, it pushed the parts through that were supposed to be the embossing, and I really can't use these now. So I had to change off to the one that comes with it, which is that like milky white color, so that I could just get the embossed lines and not get it damaging the printed paper here. So I'm just lightly folding those back. There is one here that gives you that gusseted side, but truthfully I didn't find I really needed to do that too much. It just kind of naturally went in. So, you know, if I could save myself the effort of, again, trying to keep the bag from ripping, I would. So the best way to do this was to put a little of your red line tape on these tabs. I think I got a little ambitious with this tape here. I think I put too much down, yeah. And I don't like to go right to the edge because I find if I do, I'm not even gonna bother with that little piece. If I do, it seems like I always over miss the edge, and it goes to a, and I'll do the red line goes on the inside of one of these here. God, this is really bright white. I don't know, I guess after looking at all this brown and red, I'm like looking at the white side, that's like, ooh, that is just too much. So I will do this first, and then this side will only need, yeah, if I could find the end. Ooh, my Lord. Must be the over 50 eyes. Just can't get it together. So I like to just do my red line tape all in one shot, because once you start ripping off, this stuff seems like it wants to just stick to everything. So these just fold back. I was actually, and I haven't brought one, I'm thinking this may be big enough for a gift card to be put in it, but don't quote me because I really don't know. The pocket measures, everything just gets so tangled up. The pocket measures about 2 5/8. I guess the depth doesn't really matter. It's 2 5/8 wide. So if you know how big your gift cards are, I don't even know. I should know probably, shouldn't I? Whew. Lord knows. I don't seem to, I'm one of the people like a visual, like I need to put it in there. Like if you tell me it's not going to fit in there, I'm going to try it anyway. I'm like one of those people, you know? I'm the, like, gotta touch it and see if it's really like, is it hot? I mean, you can tell me it's hot, but you know, I've got to do it myself. Yeah, I know. And I burned my hand. And here I am again with this little tiny piece, but it will be nice to put it over here. So having said that, let's peel off. What is the trick to this backing? That's what I'd like to know. Does anybody have that? God, if you know, please comment, because I just cannot. I know. You're going to sit here and watch me do this. So when I start learning my editing skills, I'm going to edit this out of the video so you don't have to sit here and watch me peel off this stupid tape. Yeah. Okay. Just trust me on this. You want to do the pocket first. I'll put that on. And you kind of need to see where you're lining it up. You know what? I'm trying to keep this video like fast. I even have some fingernails, which, you know, being that I type all the time and stuff, and I was never one of those girly girls. I never did the lipstick or the nail polish, and you know, you can tell, can't you? I just never had time. I was a tomboy when I was growing up. You know, so you gotta kind of get this together first to see where you want to lay that down. So I found that was the best way, was to get that on first so you can kind of really get that nice and secure. Because, you know, I'll have it rip off later. Then I'm eyeing this up here. I'm eyeing up the bottom. There's a bottom score line because the front is actually going to be, you probably can't, I probably should be talking up because the video. Yeah, so you want to line up the bottom score lines. You know, this is going to bother me that my candies aren't matched up. I'm sorry, I know. And not like crazy. But, you know, how can you line that up? I don't know. One of the people, like, I see my clothes if the patterns don't match up. But anyway, you don't need to know that, right? Is that TMI? And then I line up the bottom and the sides. Oh no, look at that. Well, that one matched up. So then I match them up and then rip all these off at the same time. Well, rip this off first. I'm telling you. It's so sticky, it doesn't want to leave its release paper. So, let's see. So push these in first. And you've got to make sure when you do it. I always do the one from the front back first. That way you get a nice clean line right here. And if you can put your fingers through there to get them down. See, this is too tall, it seems like. But now at least it's stuck. And then I do this one last. Right or wrong, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's probably got a much better way. Listen, I am so open if you've got that. And just get that down. So there you go. So then, like I said, you can kind of press the sides in. And then he was one, this set was awesome. I could not turn it down because it's going to give me, so you're going to be seeing this so much, you're going to be sick of seeing it. It gives you so many options of being that there's two sizes. There's so many different like little eyes and mouth. They're not all smiles. Like one's got his mouth like he's speaking. I'm trying to get it to stick to my, back on my magnet here. But there has all different kinds of configurations of how you want to put the supposed icing on it. I fell in love with this. So again, just cut it out of the craft paper probably is best. I glued him in so that his little arm was out. You can arrange these any which way you want. Personally, I think I'm going to switch the wire whisk and the rolling pin. I did the rolling pin out of just an ivory color because I felt like that was more of a natural color for your rolling pin than white. You know, I'm a realist. It's got to match. She put a little heart here. I loved how she did hers, Nicole, but I couldn't do red because it's on red. So I just did a marker that I felt was close, and this was an E74 from Copic, and put that on there. And then I colored the little cutouts from here. And I found the closest color to this paper was an R27, and I put them on. And this is a little tag that I put the white, and I creased it along the top. There's an embossing line already on there for this like little muff on there. And I would just put some of I use both Art Glitter glue and Barely Art glue. I find them to be pretty much interchangeable. Unfortunately, I live in in New Jersey. God, I don't even know where I live. Look at that. And right now, if I tried to get it with our 27-degree high, it would come to me in a big rubbery mass and would never thaw back out again. So I would just do this as my tag to put on there. And Nicole tied hers closed with some twine. To me, I needed it to look more realistic because, again, I'm very much into realism. So I just cut a thin piece of scrap paper that was left over, And what I did was, like I said, I glued this shut just to give me my, I always do a concept, but if I push these, I just kind of smashed the paper together and pushed it up. It did hold. I was pretty surprised, but I'm thinking I may be able to do it long enough and glue it back on itself, because again, I'm giving this to my family, I'm giving this to my UPS driver. I pretty much can guarantee that my efforts were like going to be wasted. I don't even know. Sometimes I wonder if I'm a glutton for punishment. Like, why am I doing this? So anyway, there is 12 patterns in this paper, but I chose the 6 that I felt were going to be the ones I wanted to use, which were the less busy. The only ones that I picked that were like this one had to go up. Most of them are like this paper here, which is just a standard like snowy blotchy kind of looking one. I plan to use one like this with that to mix and match because I think it's cute. Cute. So this was part of the Stampin' Up set from years ago. It was Candy Cane Lane, and the stamp set was called Candy Cane Christmas, and that's where I got the sentiment from here. I'm gonna do some, like I said, cards. I want to blow out cards because I have this whole suite. I have the washi tape, the stamp, there's punches that went with it. So there will be another video coming with this. So I'm hoping that you like this. Please let me know. I would love if you subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to get this to take off because I really believe that, you know, I have a lot to share with people, and I really feel that, you know, you're going to find a lot of different inspiration, because I really don't, I have so many ideas in my head that I want to get out. So I'm hoping that you enjoy this. I know it's Christmas. I know you're probably wondering like why I'm still featuring Christmas, but my channel is going to have a lot of Christmas on it because I do have the retail business that I'll be making giveaway cards for, and I'm telling you, my goal that I have to reach just to be able to keep up with the orders is between 200 and 250 cards in a month. So yeah, there will be a lot of 6x6 tutorials coming up with that, and other projects that are going to be for myself, which is like this apron one. So I'm hoping that you got something out of this. I know I didn't fully complete this one, but like I said, I'm still die cutting. Yeah, but you get the idea. You can just glue them in whatever random way that you want. So I appreciate your time and watching. Would love if you could comment, subscribe below with the links so that you can get more updates. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Have a nice afternoon. I really liked how this one came out.